Peggy 7.
Rayman is Ubisoft. It's the first character that Ubisoft has totally created.
Well, he has a special place in our heart, Rayman. He has, I think, despite having no arms and legs, has carried Ubisoft to soaring heights since his inception in 1995.
Rayman has been for me a huge boost because it showed me that creativity and freshness were really well received in the industry. Rayman Origins really came from Michel, who wanted to change the paradigm. He wanted to recreate something with a small team.
It's incredibly exciting now to go back to the roots of 2D originality and pure fun.
My feeling about the Rayman series is that every Rayman game must be a surprise. Just because the first one was a surprise. It was a time of 3D and it was a 2D game, but visually it was very different than the other games, and there was a lot of talented artists that worked into that game. The main inspiration, of course, is to be true to Rayman's world. It's a bit poetic and at the same time it's very funny. So we really try to keep on focusing on those two main things.
Michel and I spoke specifically about, again, the characters we wanted to bring back from the universe and how to give a more coherent, how to create a more coherent universe so that anyone who's never played a Rayman before can explore the universe for the first time and not be lost. It's an incredibly immersive 2D platformer.
That Rayman's game is really huge. You've got more than 60 levels.
Michel, il avait une idée un peu rigolote, originale, et puis on se rassemblait avec les artistes, et puis voilà, tout le monde faisait ses petits combats, on sélectionnait les meilleurs, on partait sur des pistes plus approfondies, les concept artistes faisaient les décors. On a envie de retourner aux sources, on a envie de retrouver tous les plaisirs qu'on avait sur le premier Rayman par exemple, les plaisirs d'un platformer, mais avec toute cette beauté et toute cette richesse graphique. On a le monde de la forêt qui est très bucolique, avec plusieurs variations, de nuit, de jour, dans les souterrains, les cavernes, des grottes. Après ça, on a le monde de la musique, qui est un monde assez original, puisque là, ça se passe dans un espèce de désert, peuplé d'oiseaux, un peu étrange. Après, on a un univers un petit peu plus classique, qui est le monde sous-marin, mais qui est très beau, très immersif, il y a beaucoup de passages secrets. Après ça, on a le monde qui plaît le plus à une grande partie de l'équipe en interne déjà, ce qui est pas mal, c'est le monde de la nourriture. Donc là, on s'est basé sur un monde qui avait le même thème dans Rayman 1, mais on a voulu vraiment lui donner une petite sauce 2011.
Super épicé, côté un peu fiesta, t'as des petits pop-corn, des petites saucisses.
Des petits dragons qui arrivent et qui nous servent des cocktails. On se fait attaquer par des fourchettes, des couteaux, un tube de harissa, des choses comme ça.
C'est l'enfer. C'est l'enfer.
On top of that, you've got 10 very difficult levels. You're not obliged to do them, but if you complete those levels, you have the right to enter the land of the dead.
Une partie de la musique est enregistrée chez moi, comme ça je peux maîtriser, je peux me coucher à 5 h du matin si je veux, je peux faire tout le foutoir que je veux.
On va aller remonter un peu.
Ok. Ça me semble pas mal l'équilibre là. Hein, mais l'orchestre symphonique ne rentre pas chez moi. Ça ne rentre pas. Donc là, je suis allé à Paris, enregistrer avec le Star Pop Orchestra dans un studio qui s'appelle Davout.
could have very different players was to be able to have levels and abilities so that players of very different skills could play the game and be interested by the game and play together. The game has been built in two parts. The first part is more about discovering new power, new abilities. And the second part, we come up with this idea of giving all the levels at once, so that you could have something on demand.
One key element in Rayman's world is that you can fight. On top of all the acrobatic moves, you got the fighting moves, and you can really make combos between all of those moves.
We have the beat them up aspects that other platformers don't necessarily have.
The big difference between Rayman Origins and the other Rayman game is the addition of the multiplayer. We did a lot of modification on the core gameplay to make it as fun when you play alone than when you play with others.
I mean, it's a new way of playing the same game when you play solo or you play with a friend.
It's about creating a place where people, kids, big kids and little kids can go together and explore the entire universe together with up to 4 players and tell their own stories. So the most important stories in Rayman Origins are the stories that everyone will tell each other as they're fighting their way through gourmet lands and taking on the dragons, the fire-spitting dragons, and beating up the livid stones. And it's all about interacting with this incredible cartoon universe and bringing everything to life.
Making a game like Rayman Origins is an experience. For us, it's 2 years of work. The biggest reward is the pleasure of the people in front of their TV. That's really what we were waiting for the people just having fun.